this video is going to cover a little bit about how we get our skin color. So we get our skin color from a couple of different things. The main one that you've probably heard of is melanin, which is a yellow, reddish brown, or black pigment that can naturally exist in our bodies. Keratin, which is going to be like an orange-yellow pigment that we get from some vegetables. You might not think that it affects, but it does. If you eat a large, like really excessively large amount of keratin-rich foods, skin can take on like a yellow-orange color. So, and then hemoglobin, which is the red coloring from blood cells in your dermal capillaries, and that really does affect, to some degree, your skin color as well. Oxygen content in various parts of your body can help determine this. So changes in skin color. So if there's extra redness, erythema, that can be embarrassment, inflammation, hypertension, fever, allergy. A lot of that has to do with excessive blood to an area. Pallor, which is becoming like less red. Like you see someone like go pale, etc. Can come from emotional stress, fear, anemia, low blood pressure, impaired blood flow to an area. So we have extra blood flow to an area, less blood flow to an area. Jaundice, which includes yellowing, might involve a liver disorder. Bruises, like black and blue marks, are hematomas. So all different sorts of changes to skin color there. So melanin is that pigment, that main pigment that you usually think of when you think of skin color. It ranges in color from yellow to brown to black, depending. They're produced by melanocytes that exist in the lower part of the epidermis. Sunlight does stimulate melanocytes to make more melanin, and this produces things like tans, freckles, and moles that are on top of our normal skin color. As melanocytes produce melanin, it accumulates in these like sort of granules, and that move then from the melanocytes and are taken up by the other cells in the epidermis, okay? So in those cells, the melanin creates sort of like an umbrella that covers the nuclei and shields them from some of the damaging effects from UV radiation, okay? Freckles and moles occur in areas where melanin is just concentrated in one place. And now the amount of melanin produced is in many cases related to genetics. So someone who has a naturally darker skin tone or skin color produces melanin at a constant rate. And that's a genetic aspect. And then, of course, it's also related to sun exposure as well. This is a global map of some indigenous skin colors. So as you can see, indigenous individuals from areas where there's lots of UV radiation and direct sunlight will have generally darker skin tones, and it gets lighter as you get away from those areas. And this is due to many different factors, and we'll do a case study in class on this. This is a video about damaging skin from the sun. Regardless of the fact that you get extra melanin, excessive sun exposure can damage cells with leathery skin, can damage your immune system, and it does ultimately alter the DNA of cells and can lead to skin cancer.